Okay, hello everyone. Some news. There's lots of people infected and dying nowadays throughout the world. So our condolences to the families and friends. I thought I also share with you some news on our small world as well. Today I heard of another case where this particular Japanese gentleman was infected, and he got help from us, and he tested negative so quickly that the doctor told him to come back and test again in 2 days. So the doctors were even concerned it's misreading from the test itself. And in contrast, there was a hospital worker who was infected for quite a while, and the doctors told him not to worry and not get tested until like 3 months later. So apparently they're worried that they kept on testing positive, they might quit work or something, and they even have a worse human shortage of medical workers. So in our small ways, and this is not a publicity stunt, we're busy enough as it is, because like today, for example, I apologize to my assistants, a short notice. We're going to be talking about the Great Transference text, and I threw it at them in the last minute, so I apologize. So we have enough work to do ourselves. We're not interested in more work and more publicity and so forth. But we've been able to protect our own followers. If you're regular followers, I personally pay attention to your well-being and your family and friends. And recently, as I said, we extended to the people who are connected with you, or even remotely. Okay, but we take it very seriously. It's not a casual thing for us at all. It's a matter of life and death, and for us and for all of us. It's funny, but we were able to help, extended our help to Japanese, Hispanics, Chinese, Vietnamese, and so forth. So we're not racist at all, as the saying goes. Okay? But anyway, tonight I thought that struck me today that I thought I should talk a little bit about the Great Transference verses that we recite every night before the end of the evening. And of course, it's not available in Korea yet, right? I don't think the Koreans know how to do that, have learned how to do that. Am I correct? Anyway, but that's what we do here in the U.S. This Great Transference here was part of the text was from the second patriarch, Shan Tao. He's the second patriarch of the Pure Land School. And the Pure Land School is slightly different from the Chan School. The Chan School is that when you have a patriarch, you are recognized by a living patriarch who designates you as another patriarch, next generation. Okay, so it's certified by a live predecessor. Whereas in the Pure Land School, the patriarchs are recognized after they die. For example, on our era, the prior patriarch that was recognized was Master Xu Yun. I don't know who recognized him, by the way. We have no idea. Okay, but somehow he's recognized as the last known Pure Land patriarch, as well as Chan school patriarchs. They hold many hats because there's a shortage of competent monks and nuns, I guess. And so that's the last known Pure Land patriarch. And I feel in all, in my estimation, the next patriarch will be Master YongHua. Okay, because I don't see anyone else who understands the Pure Land as well as he does. Okay, and unfortunately, his disciples didn't inherit that knowledge. His direct descendants didn't inherit that knowledge. So I don't know who is going to be rallying to have him recognized as the next Pure Land patriarch, because they themselves don't quite understand the Pure Land Dharma door. Okay, so but that's for others to worry about. We don't worry about it. We worry about practicing the Pure Land Dharma door, in particular, how to use this Dharma door to save ourselves and our loved ones and help others. Okay, so here we go. This was part of our 4G is at the end of every day. We typically do a great transference of merit. Okay, 大回向 in Chinese. Let's see. So this part of this text came from again Master Shantao. He says he calls it practicing the Pure Land Dharma door, entering contemplation. Okay, so it's a form of contemplation as part of this practice. Okay, nowadays, when people learn the Pure Land Dharma door, they seem to be told to recite the Buddha's name. I noticed during the day there's some people who came here to I saw some people, and people mistakenly think that the Pure Land Dharma door only reciting Buddha's name. Actually, according to the second patriarch, Shantao, great master, Shantao, it's actually about contemplation. All right? So let's go through. He says, when you're about to go to sleep, you should make vows. So this is a daily thing, okay? Even sleeping, we still cultivate. That's a spirit, okay? For most people, sleeping is a time where you can relax and become scattered and dream. Actually, for the Pure Land practitioners, or according to the second patriarch, he advised them to make vows before going to bed. Any questions, comments? I have an orange here.
Mô Phật bạch thầy. Thầy nói là cái ngày Thanh Hóa lấy cái pháp môn niệm Phật qua bên xứ Mỹ này. Thầy bây giờ như vậy nè, thầy giống cái niệm Phật đi giảng sanh phải trồng những cái phước. Sao sư phụ mới có một cái bài vị để cho người ta thỉnh được đi giảng sanh, là không biết cái đó là sư phụ là chứng minh cho những người như vậy phải không?
Sư phụ YongHua, he brought the Pure Land Dharma from China to the U.S. And I know that in order to go to the Pure Land, you need a lot of blessing. and he set up the system, the black system, where it helps people to go to the Pure Land. So does that mean that Shifu certified it?
Okay, as long as we have this topic here about the Master Shenhua bringing the Pure Land Dharma door to the U.S., he's a Tripitaka master, meaning he says, I understand all of Mahayana. Okay? I understand precepts. You come and ask me a question about precepts, I'll be able to give you answers. Okay? Even though he never went to precept schools, he understands. Okay? All he has to do is read the precepts from the books is up. That's what it means. Just like a sixth patriarch. Okay? The sixth patriarch is illiterate. And the sixth patriarch says, you read me the text because I can't read. And he listens to the text, he listens to the words and says, that's what it means. Let me explain to you where you don't understand. Okay? So same thing, Master Shenhua. He never really went to precept schools where he can look at the precepts with his Dharma eye and the text. Yeah? Tripitaka text and say, that's what it means. Okay, so he understands precepts, he understands sutras, he understands sastras. Okay, so all the texts in Buddhism, he can really understand them all. In particular, as a patriarch is supposed to teach you how to cultivate a certain Dharma door, meaning that, for example, most of us in Mahayana are used to hearing about the Chan patriarch, okay, like Xu Yun, Master Xu Yun is a Chan patriarch. Master Shenhua is also a Chan patriarch of the Wei Yang lineage, okay. So they recognize patriarchs. And so these patriarchs appear in the world. I finally understood that, because it's not written in Chinese. I finally look at what they did compared to the non-patriarchs, if you will, and I see the difference. Okay, so this is my interpretation. I'm no patriarch, just my interpretation with my big mouth. Okay, these patriarchs, contrary to non-patriarchs, the patriarchs know how to give you instructions in order to succeed in that particular Dharma door. Meaning that, for example, in a Chan school, you practice Chan in order the ultimate highest goal possible in a Chan, highest achievement in Chan school is to become enlightened. Okay? So they know how to guide you. Okay? And to teach you, give you instructions in order for you to become enlightened. So these are the so-called the great patriarchs. In a Pure Land school, similarly, the patriarchs are the ones that will teach you, will give you instructions on how to recite the Buddha's name, how to practice this Pure Land Dharma door in order to reach a goal. What is the goal? Anyone knows? What is the goal in the Pure Land Dharma door? Go to the Pure Land. Who said that? Look at that. A man from the Carolinas. Who knows? And you, the rest of you from the Californias, don't even know. Okay, very good. Yes. One of the goals for you when you practice Pure Land is to go to the Pure Land. That's talk turkey, if you will. You forgive my expression, pardon my expression. That's talk turkey. We practice the Pure Land Dharma door in order to go to the Pure Land. Let's face it. Ultimately, at the end of our lives, we like to go to the Pure Land. So we want to learn what we need to do in order to go there. So far, so good? By the way, before I forget, another secondary goal of the Pure Land Dharma door is for you to reach high level attainments of enlightenment as well, which is rarely mentioned in the Pure Land Dharma door teachers nowadays. You listen to the Pure Land Dharma door teachers right now. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who says, you recite this Buddha's name here, you will reach a very high level of enlightenment. Okay? Beyond, for example, my second generation. Okay? That's possible. Anyone heard that? Chinese people, please help me out. You Asians are specialists in the Pure Land Dharma door. You should tell us. You should be telling us. I shouldn't be telling you. I'm not really Asian. It may look Asian, but I'm a fake. Everything I do is phony. I admit. Okay? So the Asians, they said, I recite the Buddha's name, I do Pure Land Dharma door because I want to go to Pure Land. But no one told them that the Pure Land Dharma door is actually designed to help you attain a very high level of enlightenment, very high level, even higher than my generation is able to attain. You will not find it anywhere. Okay, so that's a secondary goal. Okay, but the primary goal, after we reach the high level enlightenment through this Pure Land Dharma door, you still want to go to Pure Land. Absolutely, I assure you of that. Once you reach a very high level of enlightenment, what do? You say, after I die, I go to the Pure Land. I don't care what you say. Okay? Let it be known that after I die, I may be, very high level. I still want to go to the Pure Land. I don't want to come back here in Saha World. Period. It's only the low-level people who says, I want to come back here and help save people. And you find out why later. Deal? Don't argue with me. And you two people say, what do you know? Have you have any proof? I have no proof. I just have a big mouth. How's that? Okay, just wait. Hold your horses. Later you see why. So far so good? Okay. So part of the tools you have in the Pure Land, okay, is those tablets that the Asians kept it for themselves. They don't say, I don't want you to know, because you will not believe. Because you say, what proof do you have? You don't have enough money to pay to see the proof. Just between us, in order to prove that the vaccine works, the COVID-19 vaccine works, you know how much money the government had to spend? Billions of dollars to see the results that it works on 100,000 people. Here you go, you want to see proof. And what do you have? Can you afford to pay for the proof? My point, folks, I'm not being facetious. You want to go see a movie? How much does it cost nowadays? We can't go see a theater anymore. But you see a movie online, and whether it's YouTube, whatever, how much does it cost? $4 for an old movie? Yes, sir. Or $10 for a membership, or $11 for membership, or one of those movie channels or whatever. Okay? It costs money for you to see things. And you want to see results? How much money do you have? You want to see results? Show me the money first. Okay? Yes, 2 questions. Somehow, Let me see what color. What color is it? Let me use my eyes. Orange. Certainly I see orange. What color do you? Yes.
I have a question. I don't know if it's a little bit off topic, but I just had that question. If the vaccine is produced or the research is from aborted fetuses, if you use the vaccine, do you get the karma from the aborted fetuses or the research?
No.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah. For us Buddhists, we said, no, we overlook that for the sake of saving lives.
So the same as Catholics then, okay.
It's too complicated to go into. I'm not in the mood to go into too complicated questions. I've been working, feverishly to prepare for this talk, and I'm not in the mood to argue with you. Sorry. Okay? It's a good thing. Don't worry about it. That's a short answer. Red.
Okay, Master, I just got a quick question. What is your thoughts on these vaccines, whether we should take them or not?
Take them. It's a good thing, okay? Contrary to the rumors that, the false claims and so forth, the vaccines and I thank you for the question. The vaccines are being went through rigorous scientific testing and very expensive. It's not hearsay. It's not wishful thinking. They actually injected a lot of people throughout the world, Brazilians, Europeans, and Asian guinea pigs and so forth. And it seems to work. And the reason I feel it works is because, again, my claim is this virus is very weak. It doesn't take much to control it. Okay, it's just as soon as it comes in, it causes problems like weakening your immune system, so that all your existing conditions will overwhelm you. So that's why once you come in, you have to quickly neutralize it before it can activate the other problems. So that's a problem that people have. They don't realize that the immune system is weakened by this virus, especially attacks your lungs. So that's why when people ask for help, we want to make sure that within 7 days or so, 2 weeks, we should move very quickly to neutralize it. Do not wait for it to fester. And then now you're not only dealing with the COVID, the virus, but you're also dealing with your underlying lung issues from your smoking, liver issues from your drinking, stomach issues, digestive system from your constant worrying. Okay, all those issues, they will be activated, and then it will be overwhelming for you. But then the virus itself is not very strong. Okay, it's very weak. Okay. All right, white.
Master, Bodhisattva who accepted our offering have to come back to find us to repay debts. So does this mean this is a way to get Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to stay in the Saha world to continue to help living beings?
Wow, these people are so manipulative. Okay, what nationality or what race is this person?
It's on YouTube, YouTube comments question.
I'm not a racist, but this is so racist of a comment. When you hear that I'm not a racist, you are racist. Anyway, why do you keep on pressuring the Bodhisattvas and so forth? It's just you guys have to quit it, because I'm not, if I were a Bodhisattva, I'd be so offended and say, why do you keep on pressuring me? Can I do my things? I came here to do my things. You're pressuring me after this, you know? It's just like after this, I have to go see my mother. And you want me to linger here and miss seeing my mother and my fathers from prior lives? You guys are so unreasonable. Let it go. If you want to make offerings, make offerings. If you make offerings with conditions, okay? Chances are that if it's a real bodhisattva, the bodhisattva would say, no thanks, goodbye. Okay? And that's what happens, by the way. You make offerings, you have this scheme, you know, I make offering because I'm after something. It turns out that the pure bodhisattva, like those arhats, they said, nope, I definitely don't want you. Okay? I don't want your offering. Get out of here. I'm pure. You can't corrupt me. But the high-level bodhisattva say, okay, I see what you're up to. Okay, I take it because I'm trying to help you. Okay, you idiot. But it turns out when you do that, you have a scheme, you say, I'm going to try to twist something more out of him. Your blessing is not that great. Your blessing is supposed to be 10,000 multiplier. And because you're scheming, it comes back as 1,000 only. You idiot. Stop scheming. Let them do whatever they feel is appropriate for you, what's best for you. Okay? And that's what, that's why when my late Chinese master, Master YongHua, was dying and was sick for many, many years. He's suffering for many, many years. Dialysis every 2 days. You know how painful it is for 2 or 3 hours. You're hooked up on this machine and it hurts like hell, I heard. Never been on a machine like that. I hope we'll never have to find out. But, he was sick for years, and then these brilliant disciples of his says, one of my vows is that I'm supposed to request the Buddha remains in the world. So I'm going to ask him to stay in the world. So what did they do? We know he's suffering so much, I'm going to suffer myself. So they take these incense sticks, they stick in their arms. My mother used to do that, one of the non-disciples. I saw the arms. It's full of bumps from the burns on the incense. I said, ooh, hurts. Looks like it hurts a lot. Ooh, for women, but we men, we're not that strong. Okay? So, and we monks, admittedly, we're not that strong. Let them do it. Okay? So, if I speak Dharma to you and I am waving my arms, you see all these things, people say, what happened to him? And I say, I tortured myself so that I kept my master around so that he can suffer some more. I say, what kind of disciples are you? Okay? You better stop it. You, it's okay. You girls, we understand. Okay? So I said, so to me, that doesn't make sense. If he wants to go, let him go. Don't keep him because he has his plans already. Stop. If you want to make an offering, but don't make any demands. And that's the one thing that if I were him, and I would all due respect, if I were him, I'd say, hey, listen, boys and girls, I know you follow Universal Worthy's vow to request the Buddha to remain in the world, his vow number 5, number 6, something like that. And I know you're practicing that, and you're trying to keep me here, but hey, if you want to offer your suffering to me, don't make any demands. It's wrong. Okay? It's okay to torture yourself. Okay? But don't use it to force me to do things as you wish. That's not offering. That's not pure offering to me. Okay? Cut it out. I understand. Girls are very emotional, so Why the girl so sheepish? He said, "Oh, no, we're not. It's okay." Any other questions or comments? Yes, let me see. Red.
This question is about dream. My wife has a lot of dreams about her mom and dad. And most of the time, the mom always come to ask her shopping or talk about her work, her house. It's almost like as if she still live among us. And sometimes you see her dad as well. But last night, it was interesting. Her mom and dad was there, and plus somebody else she knows. And a whole bunch of uncles and aunts shows up. But those are still alive. One thing in the dream was they were asking her to cook a pot of soup. And there was like yucky bugs in it. So it kind of scared her and woke her up. And then most of the time when she dreamed, she get really tired when she woke up. So the question is she seeing her parents as ghosts, or where are they at? What state are they at?
I don't know. But if I must make a guess, they're not in the Pure Land. That's for sure. Okay? Because if they're in the Pure Land, they would not be coming back and asking to go shopping and eating. Because they don't care for our food anymore. They don't care for our clothes anymore. Say, how can you wear this? Hey, yuck. Okay? So they're not in the Pure Land. Okay? And usually that happens. You have to be careful. Number one is that they could, if you're cultivating, they might use your attachment to your parents to harass you, to get you afflicted. But since your wife doesn't cultivate, that's unlikely. Okay? So in the second case is that they come to visit you because they get help. For her to see her parents like that, it costs a lot of blessings on both sides. Your wife as well as the parents. Okay? It's not free. The visions are very expensive, extremely expensive. So that means that they're getting help to be able to communicate. And unlike the non-Buddhist dharmas, when they come back and say, you need to do this, you need to do that, in Mahayana Pure Land, it's very, very subtle. Okay? It's like very Chinese. You speak indirectly. You don't say, you got to help me or whatever. Okay? It's about you. Whatever you see is to make you react according to your heart. And that's Mahayana. Okay? It's in our experience, there's been people, for example, come back from the Pure Land, they don't say, I made it to the Pure Land. Very rarely do they say that. Okay? They would say, they're not even Buddhists. I'd love to see you, but I can't keep on coming back to see you because I'm so busy nowadays. I have to cultivate. A non-Buddhist guy going to the Pure Land says, now I have to start cultivating. Okay? So the straight answer is that they probably need help, most likely. All right? Now, going back to the question earlier. Does it answer the question? The question about the Master YongHua certifying the rebirth plaques and so forth. I can't speak for him. Okay? I can't speak for Master YongHua. But what he did there is to demonstrate, to bring a Chinese Dharma, Chinese rebirth black Dharma to the US. Okay? And that was a Dharma was not created by him. A Dharma was created by his predecessors, meaning the Pure Land patriarchs. Trust me. Okay? Master Shenhua wouldn't do anything that's not approved by the Pure Land patriarchs. That's for sure. So you can rest assured if his temple does, whatever they do at his temple, it's all certified by the patriarchs. All right? So if you go there and you see the ashes, that Dharma door is okay. The way his disciples do it at the temple, that's perfectly okay. If you see a tablet or plaque, where the medicine master rebirth and so forth, it's okay. His disciples, the way they do it is very useful. So far, so good. That you can rest assured. Otherwise, he would not allow his disciples to do. That's in my humble opinion. He never talked to me about it. In my humble opinion, I observed him. I observed what he taught his disciples, okay, through the videos and so forth, through his teachings, through his tapes, books and so forth, and that's what I saw. All those things make sense at their level. And similarly, in the same vein, okay, from what I understand, in the US, they're not allowed to do the 49-day. That I can see why as well, okay? So you can rest assured that you go there and you get the whatever she asked about, this, his disciple. She's one of his disciples, by the way, same generation as I am. That is okay. That is a good thing to have. Orange.
Mô Phật bạch thầy, giống bây giờ thầy ở đây có một cái pháp môn mà để 49 ngày. Thầy bây giờ bây giờ mình làm, thầy mình hưởng được cái phước báo hết. Miễn mà mình không có làm, rồi mai mốt mình qua đời đó, thầy mình kêu thầy tới đời tụng đám á. Thầy mình nghe trong cái kinh nói, thầy cái người chết này nó hưởng được một phần, một cái gia đình này hưởng được 3 phần, cái người thầy này tụng là hưởng được 3 phần là 7 phần. Mà không biết phải gì không. Rồi giống bây giờ mình làm nó, tự mà anh mình làm thì mai mốt mình được hưởng hết. Mô Phật không biết phải gì không thầy?
Yeah, she says there is a 49 days specifics that we usually don't talk about it in online, because when we talk about these things, usually it's counseling, private counseling, person to person. We try to avoid doing this because a lot of people would have a negative reaction of non-belief and more often of slandering it, and we avoid it because if those who slander it, they will find it very hard to be able to benefit from it. That's why we try to avoid it, okay? Talking about it. But in particular, there is this, after you die, the Buddhists have this 49-day thing here, which is for real, which is extremely effective. And you can get help then to go to the Pure Land as well. That to me is a real deal. It's a real deal. It's one of the most compassionate things that the Buddhas have devised for us. Confuse people. Okay, you can live your entire lives being blissful in ignorance and not worrying about your next lives. But when you die, that's when you realize, oh my God, I better do something about it. And this is, you still have a last-minute chances. Okay, and yes, it's a counseling that is right now. I don't feel should be widely disseminated because to avoid slanders. Because those who slander this Dharma door will find it very hard to be able to benefit from it. Very, very, very difficult. That's why we rather avoid it. Besides, Who's going to believe us anyway, whatever we say? So same thing with I personally feel Master YongHua is should be the next patriarch after Master Xu Yun in the Pure Land school, because his Pure Land Dharma door is extremely advanced, very advanced, no two ways about it. Okay, and he slips in here and there in his sutra explanations, and unless you pay attention, you wouldn't even notice it. Okay, that's why it's so advanced, because he had to disguise it. Because he can't go out and say, this is going to be very advanced Dharma door. Let me tell you, this is what Pure Land Dharma door is about. And his disciples say, huh? His disciples will not even believe it. So that's why it's not meant for their ears. It's meant for, if you really understand, you say, that's it. It's a confirmation. It's meant to be a confirmation, not as the introduction. Okay? So anyway, I know in my generation, Master YongHua will not be recognized because you don't have the masses. But in the future, you, third generation, fourth generation, will become enlightened. So many of you will become enlightened. And you have the mass. You have your followers. You have together united and say, we want to recognize Master YongHua as a Pure Land patriarch. Okay? That's what you can do in the future. Until you do that, not many people can recognize him for his skills or his contribution to the Pure Land Dharma door, unfortunately. Not even his disciples, I must admit. They don't know what he knows. That's why they're not advocating he's the next patriarch. I feel that he should be definitely the next patriarch, because I don't see anyone who understands it more than he does in his generation. This woman still has a lot of things. Yes.
Mô Phật bạch thầy, tại vì má con nói là gia đình ngọ là cái người Trung Quốc, mà má ngọ cũng biết những cái chuyện này rất là nhiều. Thầy ngọ có một cái bà dì đó, bà giàu lắm, mà gia đình thì không có ai tin đạo Phật hết á. Thầy bả có một cái nhân viên, bả đi Trung Quốc, bả gặp được một cái người sư đó. Thầy bả cũng bệnh hoài thôi. Thầy người sư đó nói là bây giờ nị làm một cái pháp 49 ngày đi. Mà cái bả cũng nghe lời nữa, hồi đó cũng làm cũng nhiều tiền lắm á. Cái bả làm, bả nói là miễn mà bả chết đó thì con cái đâu có lo cho bả, đâu có lo biết đạo Phật mà để lo cho. Thì bả làm bả sống cái 20 năm nữa đó thầy. Thầy ngồi thấy cái đó là rất là hay. Thầy bả sống cái 20 năm rồi bả mới qua đời. Qua đời thì đâu có cái giàu chứ đâu biết cái gì, đâu có chuyện mà đi cúng bái đồ này kia, đi biết làm những cái cho bả đi ấy đâu. Mà bả tốt lắm. Có một đứa con nó thấy bả được đi một cái xứ rất là tốt. Đó, thầy là cái phước báo của bả nữa. Rồi ngồi nghe sư phụ nói á, cái này là ngày Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa nói á, nói các con đó đừng có đi ăn chơi nhiều quá, đi du lịch đồ ít lợi đi. Cổ quyền thất tổ bây giờ đang khổ mà đang đợi các con để làm phước. Trời, con nghe cái tiếng đó con rất là đau lòng đó thầy. Yeah. Con có nghe ngày Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa nói một câu đó đó. Biết kể hết, mà có người ta nói ra rồi đó, biết bao nhiêu rồi đó. Nói cho các vị thầy đó, vị thầy không có đâu, mấy người đó muốn gạt tiền rồi này kia đó. Mình nghĩ cũng là cái này Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa nói một câu nào là có câu đó, họ rất là tin cái câu đó. Mô Phật.
Master, my family is Chinese, and then in my family I have an aunt. She's very rich, but the family didn't know anything about cultivation. But it just happened that she went to China and she met a monk, and she has a lot of illnesses. And then the monk advised her to request the 49-day Dharma, and because she has a lot of money, so she agreed. And after she requests the Dharma, she lives 20 more years longer. And then after she passed away, one of her child can see that she went to a very, very good place. So I think like that Dharma door is very good. And then Shifu usually told us that do not spend money on traveling because you need to generate blessing because your ancestors are waiting for you day and night for you to generate blessing for them.
You see, this woman here is from the other side of the tracks. So I look at her and say, I'm not sure how much I can trust you. Because you're from the competition. But she just said something that I meant to tell you. I've been waiting to tell you. What did she say? The words from my master, Master Shua, he says, you should not waste your money on traveling, on pleasures, because your ancestors are waiting for your help. Did you hear that? That's what she said in Vietnamese. Okay? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. We're not going to be doing this online because if you spell it out, everything, the Pure Land Dharma door, and all of its splendor, you're going to have so much criticism. Okay? You say, oh, this is nonsense. Every single line, every single word you say will have people up in arms and say, this is nonsense, this is a cult, this is all those things. Because it's really inconceivable. This Pure Land Dharma door is inconceivable. Okay, it's not something you can understand. Okay, so in my generation, in your generation, third generation, I'm second generation in American Mahayana. You are third generation American Mahayana. In my generation, okay, and your generation, your role is to practice the Pure Land Dharma door because you believe and you see the benefits for yourself. Okay? And by doing that, then you believe in my advices. I would tell you, yes, you see how wonderful a Dharma door is, and don't forget this. Okay? It's not something we can advertise because it requires a lot of blessings before you can hear it and before you can benefit from it. It takes a lot of blessings for you to even hear it. So, for example, Master Shua explained the Pure Land Dharma door throughout his 50 years of explanation, sutra explanation. I've picked it up here and there, all over. Okay? Very rarely, he said, every now and then he drops one line. He says, this is it. And then he says, this is it. And I spent years listening to his teachings and reading his teachings. So I picked it up. I said, oh, wow, that's Pure Land right there. Okay? And so it's not meant for him to go there and say, today, let me explain, teach you all there is you need to know about Pure Land Dharma door, because if he does that, his disciples cannot understand. They themselves say what? You're talking about something, if my disciples, okay, my third generation disciple asked me, I wouldn't be able to explain to them. That's why he couldn't really explain to them. So my point being that it's not something that's meant to be explained yet. Not yet. Okay? It's right now at our generation, second and third. This is our role. You believe it, you hear, you are tuning in because you have rebirth blessings. And that's why you are not turned off by it. It's like lack of information or lack of so-called proof. Okay? It's in your guts, in your heart. You say, makes sense to me. Yes, sir? That's what I want. Right? First time you hear it, that's what I want. For myself and for my family and my loved ones. because I want to help them. That's exactly what Master Hsing tried to tell them. He says, don't waste your money. Your ancestors, the people you have connections with, are waiting for your help. Your mother, your father are waiting for your help. Okay? They don't believe, but you believe. And there are means for you to help them. That's all we can do right now. It's too premature. Because I teach you Chan, I tell you, you enter third dhyana, you're going to feel this way, fourth dhyana, you feel better, and so forth, fifth samadhi, and so forth. You see the results in your progression, you say, yes, I can see that. But the Pure Land is quite different. It's not like that. If you believe in the Pure Land, you will not asking me to provide proof. Because you have the blessing, you believe whether I provide proof or not. When you have to ask me for proof, there's no point in giving it to you unless you're rich, personally. Okay? Someday we might give you proofs, but it's going to cost you a lot. We open everything. Nothing is off the tables. But anyway, see that exactly what did you hear that? That's what I heard from that woman's mouth. He says, her teacher says, our teacher says, don't waste your money. You need to help. This is what we are supposed to be doing, this Pure Land Dharma door, because your husband, because your daughters, because your grandfather don't believe in it. But you believe, and you know, there's something that I can do to help them, even though they don't believe. Got it? That's where this is the current state of Pure Land Buddhism right now in the West. We need more time. That's all. Let me see. What color is this? Let me see. Huh? Give me a color. Okay. Orange. I see orange.
Master, I wasn't going to share this information, but because we're talking about it, so I thought I'd share my experience. So last night, I saw my dad came when we were doing the transfer, the merit transfer, and my master and Melody came. So I asked Venerable Sunrun, what kind of transference is this? What kind of occasion is this Fochi? Because this is my first time attending Fochi. So I felt that it's something great. That's how my dad and my master get to visit. So she said, yes, this is a very big event for us, and it takes a lot of preparation. So I felt that my dad and my master get to come back to support our merit transfer last night.
Absolutely. Very good. As you go to the text a little bit later, we're running out of time. You see that we're doing the Great Transference because we're helping all kinds of beings, create blessings to help all kinds of beings on behalf of all kinds of living beings to go to the Pure Land. Okay, and you don't realize it, but this is very serious business for us, Mahayana practitioners. You don't realize how big it is, the event for us. We keep on talking about the Chanchi, where the Chinese and the Westerners understand because they see the benefits and so forth. But you know, don't be fooled by the fact that we are restricted by the COVID-19 regulations and so forth. You know, you may not see anyone, but I assure you that the way place is full of beings practicing and coming here to join in to create rebirth blessings for themselves and for their loved ones. I assure you, it's someday you see. Yes.
And then another thing is I just requested for the rebirth plaque for 3 additional person. And I texted Venerable Sunrun, but I didn't know when it started. I suddenly felt so sad for 3 days before I came here for Pochi. It's the same kind of feeling that, people I know that just passed away. And so I asked Venerable Sunrun, and she said, yes, Master started the process for the people that you requested.
Yes.
And last night I saw my cousin, the one that my aunt's son, he was here. So thank you, Master.
Yeah, it's and sometimes you see that these people that you get help, that you provide help because you believe, okay? Through the various Dharma doors, we have like a tablet or 49-day, whatever. And sometimes they come to reinforce you, to reinforce your faith, okay? Because that's how they help you, help repay your kindness by reinforcing your faith. Okay, and that's why they appear and they come, because it's for your sake. Okay, so that's why remember, it's your own personal experience, and with that, it helps build your faith, and that's how you can help more and more people. That's your roles. Okay. The deeper your faith, the more people you can help. That's why. Yes, yes? More comments?
You invoke them, you call them out because they were forgotten. It's been a long time and they were forgotten, and they are grateful for your help, Master.
Yeah, they not just them, but a lot of people receive help through our collective efforts. It's a collective efforts, okay, and it's a dharma that is created by the Pure Land patriarchs. We didn't create this. That's why it works. You can rest assured that it works. Everything we do is from a Pure Land patriarch. Okay, approved or created or invented by Pure Land patriarch to help people take advantage of this Pure Land Dharma door. It's nothing that we created by, like, it's funny, nowadays before I started teaching Pure Land widely, I saw that the more popular Pure Land group, Asian Pure Land group, they invented their own approaches. They said, I'm going to recite this, recite that, because it's real popular. Because when I first started teaching this, a nun in my temple says, the other group, there are like hundreds of thousands of people who practice it, all over, everywhere, especially in the US and Asia. And this is what they do. I look at that and say, they may like doing this, but it's not that good. Okay, it's not that good of a dharma. It's not effective as a dharma. Just because you idiots like it doesn't mean we have to do it. I'm sorry, I don't have any other more precise description of where you are. Okay, so whatever you idiots like, we have to think about it. I trust the patriarchs, what the patriarchs like. Okay, for me, it's no comparison. Okay? Okay, there is somewhere else that has been patiently waiting as well. I think we're running out of time here. Can we do a YouTube question and then go back to real cultivation instead of just talking? Yes, YouTube, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have a question from Tiango. She asks, is it possible to request a rebirth plaque for ourselves while we are still alive? If so, how much will it help toward our chance to go to the Pure Land?
Yes, it's possible. Talk to someone. Okay? I don't want to talk too much because I'm, have to work on the script for that commercial. But yes, the short answer is yes, very helpful. In fact, that earlier a rich lady requested some kind of thing, that thing, and she lived another 20 years. The Asians are so superstitious. They say, I don't do that because it might shorten my life. And right there, you hear many examples after examples where it didn't shorten their lives. Actually, sometimes it lengthened their lives. So let Asians be Asians and be superstitious. No. You should not. You should not. No. Give it to. That's. No. Give it to you. I'm running out of time. Okay. Yeah. Give it to your neighbor first. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Master, I have an elder sister who was gone 41 years already. The question is if her mother, who is still alive, would be willing to request a rebirth plaque for her, would she be able to go to Pure Land?
Yes, absolutely.
Emitofuo.
This is why we sort of call it American Pure Land, because the Chinese Pure Land is kind of vague to me, in that they usually don't talk about Pure Land Dharma Door. Remember, because the Asian believe that you talk too soon, we might shorten your life. It's like jinxing you. But for us, American Pure Land, we said, the Pure Land has to be complete. You cannot wait until after you die and then hope and praise the Lord that you're going to get help or something, miracle happens for you to go to a good place. Why don't we prepare for it way before that as well? And so that's why. And what about the people who died already? The Pure Land Dharma Door must have means to help them as well. So absolutely, yes, it's very possible. Okay, and that's what I saw. Well, that's not spelled out by the Chinese. It's not spelled out by my Chinese master. But I saw that's what happened because of my personal experience with my own father. Okay, he went to the heavens, and we still are able to send him to the Pure Land. If you go to the heavens, it'll be so much fun. Yes.
Mô Phật bạch thầy, cái vụ mà ngài Hòa thượng Tiên Hóa nói cái cổ quyền thất tổ đang đợi mình để làm phước cho những cái cổ quyền thất tổ, hoặc là anh em gia đình là người phước mặt đó, là ngài Hòa thượng Tiên Hóa nói đó, bây giờ luôn lúc nào cũng ở trong cái lỗ tai ngồi có cái tiếng đó, ngồi phát nguyện hy vọng tất cả nghe được cái lời Quả Ngân nói như vậy á, ai nào cũng phát tâm để đi làm, để cứu vãn cái cổ quyền thất tổ của mỗi gia đình.
You see, that's
Con tới đây đó là không phải mục đích là con tới đâu, có người ta sư phụ cũng dắt con tới đây, chứ con không có tin thầy nữa đâu, mà bây giờ con rất là tin thầy. Mô Phật.
Thank you for the endorsement. You see, this woman has been with me for 15 years. She says, I don't believe you. What can I say?
Để con nói cái lời nguyện này đó, là cái phát cái nguyện này con nói là ngài Hòa thượng Tiên Hóa cũng giúp ngọ nói nữa. Chứ không phải là ngọ khơi nói đâu. Nhưng mà ngọ khơi ngọ nói, ngọ bài chuyện ra mà nói đó thì ngọ phải đọa địa ngục của thầy. Mô Phật. Cái bà dì tôi làm cái bà dì 49 ngày mà bà sống 20 năm đó. Và cái này là
That's her
thật là
relative.
có ở
That,
Trung Quốc có
that
như
20
vậy.
year, the woman, rich woman is her aunt. It's no
Cái này
one's,
chuyện này là có thật
no
chứ không
one
phải là
that
mỏ bài
a
bác ra
stranger.
ngồi nói
It's
là
her
nói là
own
ngồi đọa
relative
đề ngục đó thầy.
who lived to be another 20 years, enjoy her money. Translation. Yeah. It's not a good advertisement.
Whatever Master Xunhua words about the seventh generation of ancestor is waiting for us to generate blessing to help them, those words stick in my mind. And wherever I go, if I have a chance, I always share it with people, and they actually listen and they follow. And I believe the reason I came here is not that I really want to go, because I actually tell you the truth, I don't really believe in you.
Thank you.
But I believe that Master Xunhua guides me here and lead me here.
You see what I meant? She's always up to something. So anyway, the point being that our roles is to help our family and our ancestors. Master Xunhua went back in the further ancestors in prior lives as well. So that's a very, very Mahayana mindset, by the way. We owed our ancestors, therefore we need to take care of them. Okay, that's just common sense. If you really have wisdom, then you will take care of your ancestors. At first, of course, you're attached to your family, and you want to take care of your wife, your children, and your mother and your father, and your wife's mother and fathers, and so forth. But eventually, there's a way to help your ancestors as well. Okay, and that's a Pure Land Dharma door. Okay, it's a wonderful Dharma door. And if you do that, will keep us, keep us busy for a long, long time. So we're not worried about it. This is why, we need to train the next generation. The more you can do this work, because it is my hope that we're able to transfer the knowledge, the skills to the next generation. Okay, because for Mahayana, American Mahayana to prosper, we need to have more skilled people. Okay, that's your generation. I hope you work harder and develop more skills so that you can help more people. Or like case in point, I'm training people for the last 15 years, and now some of you are able to help with the COVID-19 already. I don't need to do anything. That's a fact. Okay, and you get more and more training so that you can do more, you can help more. Okay, but Pure Land is very, very advanced. Okay, quite advanced. That's why you still have quite a ways to go. Helping with COVID is easy. Helping Pure Land is a lot more involved. All right, but challenge yourself. I'm challenging you. I'm telling you this to challenge you. Okay, that my master never really told me to do Pure Land. I did Pure Land because I realized that that's a real way for us to help people who don't practice, who don't cultivate. Okay, I love Chan. I see many people are skilled in Chan and they have potential in Chan, but most of the people don't cultivate, so they need help. And Pure Land is the only way that you can help them. You want to help your mother, you want to help your father. That's the minimum, All right? Yes, Orange.
Just I want to know about yesterday, the Great Transference time. In the middle of time, we reciting the Buddha's name, while we circle around here, just suddenly the people is learning to reciting the Buddha's name. So I'm just wondering what any meaning over the learning.
Over the what learning?
Yeah, running.
The running?
Yes, usually we just walking as like a breeze, something like that. But yesterday, yeah, so everybody.
Why we run?
Yeah, why do you, so any meaning inside or?
Because the children like to run. Ask Helen. Helen, oh, are we doing Great Transference yet? Yeah, I can't wait. See, right now, for example, look, you know, the kids are waiting. Okay, enough is enough. You guys talk too much. Time to do Great Transference. We're waiting. So it's good exercise to run, okay? And part of the Great Assembly Dharma, this is what we do, is that we may be just the small group of people here, okay? But we follow our neighbor, the person ahead of us. If the person ahead of us walks fast, we walk fast. Person ahead of us walks slow, we walk slow. Okay? That's called Great Assembly Dharma. You follow your neighbor, that's all. Okay? And that's why it's so robust as a Dharma door and why it's wonderful. You're able to do that. And then you discover how wonderful it is, how challenging and how beneficial it is. Okay, so if you run, you run. You don't need to understand why. Okay, so why do we run? We run because our neighbor runs fast, so we need to run. Because it has been done that way. Yeah. And we run. And personally, when I did the Pure Land Dharma door, I didn't have the Great Transference. This is what we picked up from my master's temples. They did this over there. Even though our chanting is different, our style is slightly different, our samadhi and execution is far different. It's no comparison. You listen to theirs, you watch theirs versus ours. It's day and night. Okay, in my humble opinion. But it's a Dharma door that is a way of practice that originated from my Chinese master. Okay, so since we're doing it that way, in order to be true to the patriarch's training, okay, and eventually over time we get more information to be able to honestly answer you why you run. Because in the future, some people run and have some experiences. Right now, I have no experiences. Okay, so until then, the practice is to do what your neighbor does. We have to be honest and say that's what the practice is at this point, until we have more information. Okay. For example, people have, they say that these various Pure Land tools we have from the Chinese, we use them as well. We started using them about 15 years ago. And now, over the span of 15 years, we saw some results. And people came back to tell us those results. So I'm only repeating what people told me. Okay? Yes.
Mô Phật bạch thầy. Con ở dạng Phật thành cũng vậy đó. Mới lần đầu tiên con đi cái người ta chạy, con đâu có chạy đâu, đi thôi.
Yeah.
Chạy mau một chút đi, nó tiêu nghiệp.
Yeah.
Trời ơi, con chạy quá chừng chạy tới mồ hôi ra luôn. Chạy mồ hôi chạy quá chừng chạy. Nói, chạy
Yeah.
đi, chạy đi, chạy đi để
Right.
tiêu nghiệp. Trời ơi, con nghe vậy rồi, nghiệp con cũng nặng rồi. Con chạy quá chừng đi, chừng đó chạy,
Yeah.
chạy không có biết cỡ nào. Dẫn Phật thành con có gì đó.
Excellent. Translation.
Master, when I first came to CCTV, I saw people run, but I just walk. And then some people push me, say like, run, run, you need to run fast so that you can eradicate your obstruction. The moment I heard it, I run full force.
Yeah. And that's I can make some guesses, but I refrain from making guesses because then if I do that, then you make it a habit to force me to make guesses. Okay, that's why I'm lazy. I say, oh, I don't want to make guesses. I tell you what people told me, what they reported to me. But if you look at the practice itself, okay, the practice itself, the running is actually one tool for you to say, for example, some of you says, I don't run, like the woman just said, I don't run because, I don't run. Okay. I'm a girl, I don't run. I'm old, I don't run. And that's what happens, that's a proof right there that you are not practicing the Great Assembly Dharma. Because when you understand the practice, if your neighbor runs, you run. You don't question it. You say, I'm too old, or I'm too tired. You run. Okay? Period. And if you do that, then you will experience certain things yourselves. And then you come back and tell us later. Okay? But we're not going to force you. You don't want to run, you want to slow down, fine. We slow down behind you because you're a neighbor in front of me. You go slow, I go slow. I don't push you and say, run faster. Because I also have to follow you, my neighbor, you see? So you don't have to force people to run. You understand? If you say, they're running, your neighbor's running, but you're not running, that's none of your business. If they go slow, you go slow. Even though the neighbors go fast, and they don't go fast, it doesn't matter to us. We still go slow. That's our Dharma door. Understand? We're not robots. Okay? The Dharma is that you follow your neighbors. No one thing that fits all, everyone has to run. We hope everyone runs. But if you don't run, we go slow behind you. All right? Because that's our practice. We follow you. It's no ego. It's no thinking. You can say, I don't run because where I came from, I don't run. It's unbecoming of me to run. Right? Oh, my legs are hurting. I don't run. You don't think anymore. You just do. You drop your thoughts. You say, the thought says, this is not cool. What's the hurry? Because that's thinking. You see that? And you drop that thought, that's cultivation. Okay, and look at the other advantages. The kids love it, They enjoy themselves. Good exercise. Even old monks run now. They look funny when they run, but it's good exercise. I love to run. Yes, one more comment, questions. It's like we cannot go. We try to talk serious Dharma to you, and guess how far we got. It took us a lot of work to prepare for these slides for you tonight, and we got to the first slide, second slides. It's so sad. Yes.
Okay, maybe the master would be so kind to tolerate 2 questions. Question number 1, what happened if the person behind you got afflicted because you are too slow?
Never happened to me. I'm always the last one. Sorry, I don't know how to answer you. Okay, what's the second question?
And what do you do if your neighbor said, go ahead, go before me, go around me?
Then go around them. What's the problem?
Then,
And you
but what do
go
you
to
do
the
with the
next neighbor.
upset?
You just go to the next neighbor. You don't get afflicted. The reason you slow down because you don't want to afflict the one in front of you. But then if you slow down, they get afflicted and say, you go around me because they're afflicted already. So you say, okay, I go around you just not to afflict you. How's that? Okay? Yes, Green.
A Di Đà Phật, thưa thầy, con thấy
That's one of the things, by the way. We run because we don't want to afflict. That's one reason, very important reason. We don't want to afflict
trong này
the person behind us.
ở trong chúng ta đọc trong cái Tịnh Độ Văn á, trong Tịnh Độ Văn chúng ta đọc cũng có nói chỗ thầy mới đây nè là sau này chúng sanh chí tâm muốn sanh vào cõi tôi, chẳng những mà niệm 10 niệm mà chí tâm á, tôi cũng rước về cõi tôi. Mình quý vị đọc cái Tịnh Độ Văn mỗi ngày có nói cái đó, cái thầy mới đưa lên đó. Thì mình niệm với thầy trong này thầy mới đẩy lên là chúng ta niệm 10 lần. Nhưng mà cái chạy đó con khám phá ra là mình chạy, mình niệm đó, mình không có thời giờ mình vọng tưởng. Ngồi đó là thì vọng tưởng, đụng chậm chậm là vọng tưởng, mình lo mình chạy theo cái người kế bên mình không còn vọng tưởng. Chuyện thứ hai là mình tỏ cái lòng thành của mình. Chạy nó mệt lắm chứ, nhưng mà cái người này người ta muốn giảng sanh, người ta chạy thì nó có cái lòng thành, cái niệm nó có cái lòng thành hơn là ngồi mà vừa niệm mà vừa nghĩ điên đảo tầm bậy tầm bạ. Rồi thứ hai nữa là cái kinh nghiệm của cá nhân tôi á, là tôi đã niệm 10 niệm hồi năm tôi 31 tuổi đó. Tôi cũng bắt chước niệm 10 niệm thôi. 3 tháng sau Đức Phật hiện ra những cái hình trên đó đó. Nãy quý vị hỏi nhiều lắm mà quý vị không có tin. Tôi cũng không có tin nữa. Tôi niệm 3 tháng sau, mỗi ngày 10 tiếng mà hiện lên như vậy đó. Lấy y trùm lên người mình luôn á. Chứ không phải là trong sách nói không có. Rồi nãy như quý vị hỏi lộn vòng, tức là quý vị chưa có tin. Cứ niệm đi. Rồi thứ hai là cái chạy theo tôi khám phá ra, nó chạy nó không còn thời gian vọng tưởng nữa. Bớt chứ không phải là không vọng tưởng, mà bớt vọng tưởng. Thứ ba nữa là mình tỏ cái lòng thành của mình. Chạy nó mệt mà cái đứa nhỏ này, cái người đàn ông đàn bà này vì muốn giảng sanh mà hồi hướng chạy vậy, nó tỏ cái lòng thành mới cảm động được cái sự cảm ứng với Phật. Sao hôm nay tôi chạy tôi khám phá ra cái đó đó. Giờ hồi tôi lên nhà Bạc Thành nó chạy này mà người ta bắt tôi ra không cho tôi chạy, sợ đứng tim chết á. Mấy bà già bắt tôi ra không cho tôi chạy. Mà xuống chùa này bây giờ tôi chạy được, đâu có sao đâu.
Nó run cầm gập đứng tim không có. Translation. Yeah.
In the verse of the Great Transference, it says that if you recite single-mindedly 10 times Buddha's name, then you have a chance to go to the Pure Land. And my personal experience is when I was young, 21 years old, every day I only recite 10 times Buddha's name. And 3 months after I recite, I saw the Buddha in my dream. He appeared and he used the sash to cover my body. And he looks exactly like the Buddha you see in that picture in front of you. And then in the Great Transference, the reason we run, I just find out myself, is when you run like that, you drop your thoughts. You don't think anymore. And then when you run so hard, you are so tired, it shows your sincerity that you really, really seriously cultivate. And then you seriously want to transfer the merit and virtue to beings.
It turns out that sometimes we don't want to tell you too much. We don't want to explain to you too much. Okay? Because it's not meant for you to understand. The people who ask to understand, he says, tell me everything before I do it. That's what worldly people do. Smart people do that. Okay? They said, with all due respect, yes, I like what you've done so far and your track record so far, but can you tell me why I should do this? And before they commit to do that, they want to understand. It's understandable for smart people, for worldly people. But that's not the purpose of why we tell you to do these things, why we tell you to run. It's because to teach you by sometimes not telling you everything, we give you a chance to do it, for you to discover for yourself why. And when you discover for yourself, your faith increases. Your faith is developed. That's the main purpose. Because even if you understand, you can't help anyone. But when you have faith, like that old woman from the other side, you know, that's when she can help. You don't need to understand. You said, I believe it's beneficial. I see how beneficial it is. I believe it's beneficial. I want to help my mother, my father. That's what matters to us. Your understanding cannot help anyone else but yourself. And you see, our purpose is for you to develop faith, real faith, strong faith, so that you can then help others. Only faith, Pure Land Dharma door is only through faith can you help others. Not your intellect, not your understanding. You don't need to explain to your mother why you're doing this. You don't need to explain to your son why you're doing this. They get the benefits. And when it's time for them to go, maybe they have a chance to go to the Pure Land. That's what matters, right? Who cares they understand or not? Who cares they don't believe or not? This is what's wonderful about the Pure Land Dharma door is that there's some people, in my experience, are dead set against the Buddhas, are totally non-believers when they're alive. They believe in nothing, no one. They only believe in money and themselves. I'm talking about people here in this country. They don't believe in anything until they see it. And after they die, all that beliefs, all that knowledge, all the intellect are absolutely of no use to them. But then, during the 49 day, we have the tools to teach them, to educate them, to convince them. And you know what? Because of the blessings they have, either before or during, they wake up like that. That's what you're doing. Through your faith, you give them that chance. That they would otherwise not have. And we're supposed to convince you to do that? Really? You owe us? You're doing me a favor because you believe in me? And believe in this wonderful Pure Land Dharma door that benefits you and benefits your family? And I owe you because you believe in it? Are you kidding me? Yes, back there. We're not going to be able to finish tonight. We're going to skip the Great Transference. Okay? I'm tired. Yes. Orange.
So according to the second slide, is it so that means that that anyone can go to Pure Land even if they're not enlightened, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So that means, for example, if you're not enlightened, you could go to the Pure Land. And,
yes.
Okay. So, okay.
You don't need to be enlightened to go to the Pure Land.
So what is the highest, I forgot what it's called.
Level?
No, like the highest level of, I don't even know what it's called. Like heaven, the highest level of heaven that you guys have, is it higher than the Pure Land is the highest one?
Yes. It's high.
So that means that a person, a non-believer,
Yes.
can go straight to Pure Land even if they don't believe.
Yes. Absolutely. And you know, what happened is that, let me tell you a funny story. There's some people who are non-Buddhists, maybe who believe in, the high beings, as you folks call it. We're not going to name names, okay? With all due respect, no names, okay? Believe in high beings, absolutely. They dead set. I want to go there, the heavens, okay? By the way, one of them is my late father, okay? Because it's wonderful to be there. We know that. We believe that. I believe that. And so these people believe so and so, and we don't say anything. But after they die, okay, then, because when they're alive, we try to tell them, you should consider the Pure Land. They say, no, I'm not Buddhist. You Buddhists do your Buddhist things. I do my things. Right? After they die, a lot of wonderful things happen that us Buddhists do on your behalf. And so this person, particular person, is presented with the option. You can go with, be with, your beloved, as you aspire to when you're alive. Or you can go to the Pure Land. And let me tell you, if I were there, if I were the King Yama, who is saying, I'm sure he does that sometimes, he says, I tell you what, I know you want to be, in the heavens, but you should consider going to the Pure Land. And then once you get to the Pure Land, the first thing you can ask the Buddha is there, can I go to the heavens just to take a look, to see what I always aspire to have? Okay? You hear me? And the Buddha says, Amitabha Buddha says, absolutely, son or girl. Okay? And they go to the heavens and they take a look at the heavens. Oh, I'm out of here. You go right back. The Buddha allows you to do that. That's one of the very persuasive arguments that they can go try it. They don't like it, they can move anytime. Whereas the reverse is not true. Once you go to the heavens, like my late father did, took me 2 years to extricate him. It's much harder. Good thing he wasn't suffering. He has so many beautiful wives. So he's really not suffering. Only his wife was suffering. The wife was still here was suffering. He says, hurry up, make him go. Okay? So that's what's interesting, is that you have choices, even though they don't believe right now when they're alive. But after they die, they have the blessings to be presented with a choice to go take a look. And invariably, so far, in my personal experience, they all went to take a look. And they never regretted it. Yet. And that's what you're doing for them. That's all. We're not forcing anyone. You don't have to. Okay, are we ready to retire? Because usually we are done by now. You ask too many questions. Oh my God, there's still one more. Yes.
Master, when they pass, they all ask to take refuge. From my experience.
Okay. Good for them. I wouldn't waste time. Can I go to the Pure Land first and I take refuge at the Buddha? I would not want to take refuge at anyone here. Let me go there and take refuge over there. That's what I would advise them to do. Okay? Yeah. Don't waste time. Why take refuge right now? Go, get out of here. Yes.
One more question. Is it not true
Might as well.
Is it not true, or maybe I could be wrong, but is it not true that in Buddhism, when you go to the Pure Land, you still need to reincarnate on the wheel of something? I forgot what it's called.
You still have to what?
Reincarnate. And go to
Returning?
the wheel of
Reincarnate?
reincarnation. Yes.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Absolutely not. You go to the Pure Land, one lifetime, you become a Buddha.
So when you go to the Pure Land, that means that you are Buddha already.
You are a Buddha to be, guaranteed, by Amitabha Buddha. It's not my guarantee, it's the Buddha's guarantee.
Okay. So I see. Okay.
And until then, you're free to come and go as you please. Anywhere. It's true. You can go anywhere you please. It's kind of cool. The Buddha is so like, hey, go. And we say, no, we don't want to go. I just want to go, take a look, I come right back. So what happened is kind of cool. Here, like every year, I know most Americans like us, we save money to go on vacation, yes? 7 days, 2 weeks, right? Because that's our birthright as Americans. Okay? But in the Pure Land, you can go on vacation anytime you feel like. No one's going to stop you. And you go anywhere. Go back, see your family, or go to the heavens, or go to another galaxy, all with Amitabha Buddha's blessings. So that's why I don't go on vacation anymore, because I'm saving all my vacation time so that when I go to Pure Land, I have plenty of vacation time to request from Amitabha Buddha. Yes, one more comment.
Mô Phật và Thầy. Mình ở đây sanh lão bệnh tử nè, khổ không chết. Đi qua bển đâu có già, đâu có bệnh, đâu có gì đâu. Mà muốn đòi bòi về bên đây làm gì nữa. Bây giờ mình ở đây mình sắp đi nè, đi không được đây nè. Khổ quá chừng, ai nào cũng bị sanh lão bệnh tử mà muốn chết mà cũng không muốn chết nữa. Thấy không? Đi qua bển đâu có già, đâu có bệnh, đâu có chết đâu mà muốn... Thấy không? Thấy sung sướng biết bao nhiêu không?
Right. A translation.
Master, we live in this world, we are subject to birth, old age, illness, and death. And then, like, even though we are so sick and then we have no way to escape, or even though we want to die soon, but we still cannot. So it's much better that we go to the Pure Land, because over there we are young forever. We don't age. We don't get illnesses.
Thank you for the comment. But it's so typical of these people from the other side, The Hinayana, Mahayana, that's so typical, the attitude. It's so much suffering here, I'm not coming back. And I go forever, I'm not coming back. When you go there, let me tell you, Hinayana people, This is what kills me about the Hinayana and Mahayana people. They say, I want to go there because so much suffering here, I'm never coming back. I tell you what, okay, it's okay for now. When you go there, mark my words, Amitabha Buddha will tell you, send you right back. Just because you refuse to go back, he'll send you back. Because you refuse to go back, he'll send you back, I guarantee you. Guaranteed. So that you let go of your Hinayana thing. You only think of yourself. He send you back so that you save your wife. You save your husband who's still stuck here. You save your children who are still stuck here because you have influence over them. You've been feeding them this lifetime. You give them food. You give them love. So next time you see them again, you open your mouth and say, yes, honey, I believe you. That's why you have to come back to save them. They believe you more than they believe Amitabha Buddha. How's that? Okay, so yeah, you Hinayana people keep on telling me that, I'm never coming back. You find out for yourself. I cannot, I don't want to contradict you yet. Again, you're so self-serving. I cannot believe these Hinayana people. They said, I can't wait to get out of all this suffering, all this mess. But you keep on forgetting. You go there in order for the Buddha to take care of you. And part of his taking care of you, sometime he should send you back. You'd be surprised how many of you are here because Amitabha sent you back. Otherwise, you wouldn't believe me. Right? Some of you came to me and say, I believe you. Say, when we met before? Say, no, not this lifetime. Any more questions or comments? Might as well go until 10 o'clock. How's that? No running. No more? You see, it's called reverse psychology. When I say I need to go, I say, I have one more question, please, one more question. I say, I'm going to stay here until 10 o'clock. He says, can we go, please? We don't have time to waste. That's it? No more questions? Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm sorry it's taking a longer. Actually, people have been pointing out to me that I've been finishing early the last few nights. I'm supposed to finish at 8:20, and I usually cut off by 8 o'clock by mistake. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, that's 60 minutes. So we still have another 20 minutes to catch up. Okay, then we right on time. We right on target. 40 minutes. That's it. We're fine. Okay, no more questions, please. If I knew this, I wouldn't even bother working feverishly to do these slides today. God, you're so disappointing. Look at this, all these beautiful things. And I yelled at people and put pressure on my poor disciples. Look at this. Anyway, okay, thank you, everyone. Let's do the Great Transference. Unless, can we stop here and get some rest? Okay. Thank you.